One. It's Chesh.
Of course it's me. Hey everyone, welcome to LexcaCrunch, the thunder from down under. I am one of your co-hosts, as you can see here today. I am the Captain America of this cast, because on your left, see? How good is that? And I'm here to say, hey Brandon. Hey Brandon. Oh, Brandon. Hey Brandon.
Oh no.
Hey,
Oh
Brandon.
no.
Do it. Yeah.
Catlick just for you. So hi everyone. So we're going to go through and introduce ourselves, and yeah. So next person along, go nuts.
That's you.
Hello, my name is Laura. My pronouns are they, them, and I am a friend of this person.
We're sitting next to each other, but we're on two different cameras, so
Apparently Jeff has friends.
apparently.
Nice.
And anything else?
Oh gosh, I mean, I hate talking about myself like most people.
Oh, okay.
I don't know what else to say, and I will pass it along to you.
All right, fair enough. I'm Jeff. I'm part of MTG Lexicon, and I am
More
on the show
coherent than
now.
usual.
What was that?
More coherent than usual.
More coherent than usual, correct. And because I've had, I guess, less to drink tonight. I'm not sure. But yeah, you can catch MTG Lexicon every Saturday nights with Brandon, the disembodied voice in the background, who is not on one of the cameras tonight. And so you just have to imagine him in the ether.
Yeah, astral projection, if you will.
Oh, great segue. I guess I have to look to my left to look at Sam over here. So Sam.
I'm married. Thank you, Jeff. I'm Sam from Commander Crunch, and I feel like I haven't been here for about 4 years, and I'm glad you didn't kill the Commander Crunch while I was gone. And
Don't worry,
that was fun. That was a fun birthday. And
I told you out on the last episode.
Oh
So,
yeah, that's what I'm waiting to dig up that content to see what you say, because I probably deserve all of it. But as Chesh said, you said you're the Captain America. If we're going for
because I'm on your left.
oh, gotcha. I have no idea. I stop. You know me with comic book references. I don't know anything except the really bad things. So I was going to say, if we're doing comic book characters,
a movie reference, not a comic book reference.
Oh, sorry. No, actually, I was going to go with
actually, let me get my glasses so that I can push them up.
Oh no, actually glasses. So I'm going to go with the villain that I believe should be on any Batman media. There you go. From the absolute lexicon of amazing Batman villains, because there's some awful ones and I love them. I'm going to go with Crazy Quilt. I'm the Crazy Quilt of the crew. Look up Crazy Quilt and Kite Man. My favorite.
Kite Man,
yeah. Crazy Quilt basically is this guy that he was colorblind or something, and then as an experimental procedure was restore his vision. There was a side effect, and then he could just see in disorientating, blinding colors. So it reminds me of G3 or myself seeing like weird colors at times, I think, and a little bit of synesthesia.
To see an extremely mediocre villain in the fact of I
love them.
Very much cis-het white guy with no superpowers except the fact that he can fly like a fucking kite.
Yeah, Kite Man.
The most unimpressive villain ever. And if you want more on Kite Man, all you need to do is go and watch the animated Harley Quinn series that's happening at the moment, where
Kite Man on there.
Poison Ivy and Kite Man are getting it on.
No way. No way. So I thought they would have just buried the Kite Man way back in the
So it started off with like it started off with I'm not interested in him. He's so vanilla it's not funny, to like I love him and I don't know why.
Because he's got a paraglider.
Because he's so uninteresting, and she's used to being around such interesting people.
Actually, that's totally a dynamic. That's an interesting dynamic that actually gets like worked in things. Anyway, so that's
calling me vanilla. I'm calling you out right now.
Mm-hmm.
Because I have things in my
I don't believe that I'm calling you Kite Man, although if you feel like I am, then you probably are.
I thought you led off
your own fault.
No. In my defense, I thought you led off with if Sam is this, then starting with Jeff as Kite Man. I thought you said
No,
as.
because Jeff brought up because Jeff, you weren't brought up here at all. Sam had brought up the fact of Quiltman, and then went
Crazy
into
Quilt.
Kite
Crazy
Man.
Quilt. Sorry,
And I
Chesh.
was like, well, funny thing about Kite Man, because
I
I,
thought
think
you
that
said my
Kite Man
name.
is
I
actually
could've sworn you
less
said-
interesting than Quiltman, because Quiltman is quilted and Kite Man isn't.
Well,
Go.
well,
I just
thought you said
popped
my
some
name,
artwork.
and I'm not very interesting, so
Yeah,
You're welcome.
you are interesting. Yeah, that's enough about me tonight. I'm drinking a Moondog.
Ooh,
Last time
let me
Chesh had a Moondog, he almost died. Moondog beer, which is these lovely Australian folks that do weird beers. They somehow teamed up with Game of Thrones and HBO and stuff to do a Breaker of the Chains. What is it? It's a chili vanilla imperial stout. So this is going to be a good one.
Amazing.
Yeah,
Oh
this
my
sounds
God.
warming and wintry, and I love it. So
Like a Mexican hot cocoa.
exactly, my favorite. I think one of my favorite beers ever was a chili porter, and I just love that combo. So it's pouring a. It literally looks like tar. It's the color I want to see it as. So imperial stouts in my comfy spot. I like it.
Nice.
Cheers.
So it's black like yourself.
Now on to Brando. How you doing, Brando?
I'm drinking a great.
Brando, where are you?
Just in the background, just like
Brandon,
expecting us to do all the heavy lifting.
Hello?
You know how it is.
Hello,
Yes.
Hello. That sounds like my cat.
Mr. Obama.
This is dog speaking.
This is hero of Meteor Man. Yeah. What a movie.
Don't even get me started. Anyway, speaking of Meteor Man, I guess let's get into the thick of it. And that is one thing I want to start with is I will give you. I'm trying to use gloves, and these are supposed to be touch sensitive gloves to open my phone because it's under.
Didn't you
phone
make
lock.
a mistake last time?
No, I didn't. All right, so Meteor Man is a 1993 superhero comedy movie starring, directed, and written by Robert Townsend, being clearly the worst version of an Eddie Murphy lookalike you've ever seen. Which brings up a funny fact.
He worked on Raw, I believe.
I'm getting there.
Oh, okay.
I'm getting
sorry.
there.
Sorry.
Just back up. Being the funny fact that he actually would have been Eddie Murphy had Saturday Night Live not said no to hiring him and yes to hiring Eddie Murphy. However, they went on to be very good friends, and he worked on Eddie Murphy's Raw. So Robert Townsend is a substitute school teacher, not even a real school teacher. Sorry, substitutes. You know what I'm talking about. Who becomes a superhero after his neighborhood gets terrorized by a gang. However, this description of the movie, given by the movie itself, is incorrect. He actually becomes a unlikely superhero because he absorbs a meteor after his neighborhood is terrorized, and everyone expects him to become a superhero.
Yeah, he's a reluctant hero, if you will.
That's putting it mildly.
Well, I'd say that because there's a great. I love the word. I love the name "reluctant hero" because it's my favorite bad translation of a Die Hard 1 DVD, and it's like "Reluctant Hero" and then "Reluctant Hero 2." So yeah, truly reluctant hero. I don't think Bruce Willis is reluctant at all in Die Hard, so a more fitting name.
No, but at least back then he wasn't phoning it in like he does these days. Fuck you, Bruce Willis. Wear a mask. You have no reason not to.
That is true. That is true. That is true. That is true.
Little bitch.
Some respect.
So one of the things that we need to get off our chest, and one of the reasons why I was talking about thick, is that this is one of the only movies from '93 with such a heavy POC cast, which didn't have thick ladies in it. Which I was like, wasn't that the whole thing about '93? Like every rapper had a music video that had just like big butts. And like in this, it wasn't. And I was like, oh, okay, so we're already taking the right path down the movie route of not making every second character sexually suggestive, like masturbate material, which I was really happy with. However,
I was going to say he does get X-ray vision though, and it becomes like a little bit of a subtone of like, well, let's just look at it.
Third point. However, two major problems have to be brought up with this movie. Number one, Bill Cosby is in this. That's the problem.
Yes, yeah, there you go.
Number two is the
It's a hero.
greatest. Our hero discovers while he's in hospital that he actually has X-ray vision. So, of course, like any hero, he starts creeping and perving.
Yes.
Because, we'll get to that. And he tries to perform his X-ray vision on the hot nurse.
Yes, that's what I was thinking.
She wasn't overly sexualized, which was great, except in the fact of like his actions. It wasn't
mean
like she was
Vanessa?
wearing like a low cut. Yeah, she wasn't wearing like a low cut top with boobies hanging out everywhere. They actually did it the way that I was not expecting a movie to do it, especially a movie of this time, and especially considering the cast in this movie. I was like, they're just gonna like C-grade it, and there's gonna be like big asses and titties hanging out everywhere. And I was like, oh, that's not. I'm pleasantly surprised by this. This is a movie that I don't mind watching, that I don't feel uncomfortable with. Like, oh, this movie could have been so much better though. But still. To be fair, and I've written to be fair, even though this is a creep fest, around that time it's probably something I would have done in the 90s as well.
That's a good point.
Were a different
Context of time. Totally.
Yeah.
Like and for that reason, as I said, I think of anything, there's a charm about it that just like took me back, and I found it really nice and easy to watch. And I found myself like I watch half of it, and I'm like, I'm actually ready to watch the other half. And Kate turned around and goes, "This is the type of thing I'd totally have on 2:00 on a Sunday afternoon. It would just be on TV." I'm like, exactly, it's perfect.
Look, I'm going to admit this was fun. Now
it was fun.
Wait a second, because it was messy as fuck. The story
had
no idea what it was doing.
I thought you meant effects too.
Out motives left, right, and center. Oh, don't get me started on the effects. I don't even care about that. I won't shoot a 1993 movie down for its visual effects because it's 1993, right? Like, no matter how you look at it, no matter what you put it against from 93, there's no way that this film would stand up at all. And that's fine. I'm fine with that. I really enjoyed the soaking of the meteor into the body. I thought that was actually...
That was pretty cool. That was pretty
cool. It was a good effect.
Yeah, it's like
surprising.
Skin on the brick wall behind and stuff too, which is really interesting.
But one of the things here...
Can I cut in real quick? I don't know if you probably mentioned it, but a joke that at first I was not on board with, but then it grew on me, was the hairstyle joke. Every time you saw that character, his hair changed. And
James Earl Jones' character.
Yeah. Does he have? But it established it really early. I was like, is this just his thing? Is this his superpower? But I was like, oh, this is just a gag. And
it was just a bad gag.
And then in the end, he takes his flat top off anyway. Like, it's great.
It's really good.
Right
I mean, side note about I loved his character, but he at the end, like when he throws the record to disarm the one of the gang members, like of all the records, he just pulls out Billie Holiday and he looks at it. I'm like, why did you have to throw Billie Holiday? It's like, why? Anyway, there's got to be some like I don't know, some something else.
Holiday at the very beginning of the movie.
Yeah, it's a.
I know exactly, but it's like it was a nice record. Like of all the things, I'm sure everyone has like a record. That, I can deal with losing this. Like, I mean, mine was the other day when I was like, this really nice record in the sleeve doesn't have an inner sleeve. I'm like, I'll just steal one from another one that I don't care about. So I pull out one of America's albums from the 80s where it's awful. It's like when they did 80s music, and it was like, yeah, no one's gonna miss this. It's fine.
I did 80s music.
What's that?
Look into that. I had no idea America did 80s music.
It's so. Side note, I'll give you the name of the album too, because there's like the most awful example of some crotch action going on in one of the guy's pants. Basically, he's just wearing really tight pants. You're like, really, on the cover of an album, man? I think it's called Harbor.
Check this out. I got a treasure for you, Sam.
Is it Harbor? No, it's not. It's not Harbor. I know what it was. Sorry, it was Emerson, Lake and Palmer. It was Emerson, Lake and Palmer, and it was called Love Beach, I believe. Yeah, it's a good one. I'll find it anyway. While you, what were you saying, Jeff? Jeff's fishing for something.
Get something special. While he's doing that, so one of the points I want to bring up about this movie is the really kind of not just daggy but like terrible storytelling or backstory of like superpower discovery is the worst in this movie that I've ever seen. Especially the talking to
like
his friend
dictating the
and
terms of how it works and stuff.
sort of. The whole like I can talk to dogs, he says to his friends, proceeds to show his friend that after touching a book for
Yes,
30
30
seconds,
seconds.
touching a book, he can say anything from it and do anything from it for 30 seconds. His friend then proceeds to say, "Oh my god, you've got superpowers." Yeah, that's not superpowers, dumbass.
Yeah, I think
you're not a superhero. Like
I almost,
does-
Chesh, I almost found that relaxing in a way that most superhero dynamics are full of someone trying to convince someone they've got powers, and that his dad and his friend were just on board like that. They're just like, "You've got powers, you should use them for good." It was nice. Yeah.
I got 1968, and I got a Vita Iron Butterfly.
Oh, dang! I've.
Yes.
Oh yeah, I'd totally buy that with the cracked case. Sleeve.
Yeah, the sleeve has got promos for other albums from the label.
I always love that so much. From who's the label on that one?
The label on this one is Atlantic Recordings.
Nice. Oh, that's hot. How good's the font too? That font is timeless.
It's amazing. Yeah, anyway, so
Yeah.
that's a little.
Iron Butterfly I don't have any of, but I know that's like a next one to go down, along with Rush, Chesh. I got to get some more Rush.
Fuck Rush.
Hey!
Horrible band.
Settle down.
Um,
I bought some Frippin' Eno today, but that's another story. Anyway,
So,
I'll just post this Emerson, Lake and Palmer, who are an amazing prog rock band, album cover of the 80s called Love Beach, and it's awful, and it's like a 1 out of 10. Don't listen to it. So I stole but also look at the guy on the left. I can't remember which one it is. Hopefully it's not Keith Emerson.
I don't have
There's a
Guys.
yeah, that's okay. Mobile phone. Basically, there's some really tight pants, and you can see there's no imagination there. You can actually see what's in his pants.
Anyway, getting back to the movie talk.
Yeah, we love tangents around here. Anyway,
Don Cheadle needs to be villain more.
totally. Apparently, one of the goofs, Chesh, in the fight scene at the end, he's goofing off in the background. You can literally see him. He's like playing about. Like it's great.
Yeah, he just doesn't realize that he's on camera, just being a dick. Like,
Totally.
I'm sitting there going, "This is amazing!" Like Don Cheadle,
Love Don
please be
Cheadle,
our
yeah.
villain more.
Totally.
Like,
Can we talk about how cool the design of the is it the Golden Lords are?
yeah.
We talked about this the whole.
Absolutely we can.
Yeah.
The fucking
Dude, and
quilted, like shoulder pads and the
Yeah, and then the belts as well. And then
Yes.
the creepy little kids, but we'll talk about that in a second. But like the best part when they're in the drive-by shooting, you see Don Cheadle, I think it's Don Cheadle's car. The number plate is fashion.
Oh,
It's like,
love it.
Because,
Love it.
again,
Love
you've got to remember that's tied to the whole joke of like, POC fashion back then, right? Like
Mhm.
the whole like black suit with like, hey, I'm gonna wear all the gold because it accentuates off like my black skin, and like the big shoulder pads of the 80s, because you were moving from this period in time where people had started actually, taking notice of a lot of those rap stars and stuff, right? But then bringing it into the 90s as well, where you had like that 80s aesthetic was starting to like co-mingle with like all of the chains and the gold and stuff. But all of those, like, I think that this movie was surprisingly good, except for maybe all the white villains. Don't even get me started. They all look like idiots. I'm an old white man with a cigar. Such a bad guy. Like,
leading an international drug smuggling ring, that all come out and like
Get it,
just
dude.
do the shooting for
CIA.
and he was it's funny that every other actor that wasn't white was fantastic. All of the white actors were terrible. They were shockingly bad. And I was like, you know what? I'm all for this.
No.
This.
What about the I can't remember the guy's name. The guy who Princess Bride, Inconceivable.
No
he
one
was
cares about him.
Which one's that one?
fuck you, man.
He's the guy with the Mustang, the red Mustang, and he constantly gets his tires slashed and stuff to school.
He's a great actor.
Inconceivable, and I was like, cool. Thank
He
you.
never
for
said
the banger again. I hope you got paid good for that.
He was doing his.
Because
He,
I'm sick of hearing you say inconceivable all the time.
he did not say Inconceivable.
He did. Go back
Hold
and
on,
watch it. He says it's
which character was this?
inconceivable.
my God.
No, he didn't.
He was one of the teachers.
One of the what?
You're
One of
misremembering.
the teachers.
He never said that. He was
I'm
just playing.
definitely not I'm
character.
definitely 100%. I am 100%
I'll
that
put
he said.
Do you
five-
mean his
I'll put
friend Eddie
$500
Griffin?
million on
No,
that.
the white guy from
Oh.
Princess Bride.
Oh, gotcha.
I'll put
Yeah, I
$500
completely removed
million
that from my memory.
Well, I got $5 million.
Exactly. Luther Vandross, as I was saying before, was an amazing cameo too. It was like I should have. Oh dang it! For Goblin Game, I should have went and grabbed one of my favorite Luther Vandross records. But yeah, I was like just seeing names like that there, and then like I think Naughty by Nature was involved as well, and like there's Big Daddy Kane was in it as well. Like just heaps of cool stuff. Like yeah, very cool.
We were talking about this a while ago, but I have a good theory about the Golden Lords
Ooh,
that I would like to expound upon at some point in this conversation.
go for it. I mean, yeah, let's keep talking about the Golden Lords.
Oh man, how do I? Okay, I'll bring it up when it comes in naturally. I think that's the one I'm the best at coming into these things.
Yeah. So as I was saying, the kids freak me out like
Yeah.
crazy. They're actually really good actors.
Yeah, they are.
Mm.
I was
I
like,
thought it
I'm
was
terrified of
bizarre
these.
that a 6-year-old was robbing a grown woman.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
And
I
then
was
that whole
expecting that to be something completely different, and I'm happy
And
it
that-
wasn't as bad as I thought.
Oh, totally. And then straight after that whole scene where the rest of the Golden Lords come in as like the most amazingly orchestrated scene of like a music clip or something, and then the tiger, and you're like the tiger was over the top. You're like, wow, the tiger's just on like hanging out on the streets. It's bad.
That is the exact moment I knew the movie was going to be good.
Yeah, exactly. The fashion, yeah.
I thought the slinky was like chained, and he was like dragging behind them. But it was
like,
cool
no,
with
he's just
Slinky,
like-
and then a tiger. Like, what are you doing? Like,
it's
this is
this-
amazing.
This movie has been has taken funding from the Slinky Corporation. Like it's like it's the best trademark of a villain. I love it the best.
The
perfect.
golden Slinky with the tiger.
As those jackets, and that's the thing. They didn't keep the best part was they didn't keep the same thing all the time. Every scene they've got a new piece of fashion. It's amazing.
Yes,
Very cool.
yeah, that was what we were also talking about the costume design and how the costume design is incredible
So good.
throughout the whole thing. It's pretty impressive.
Also like seeing some vintage Washington Bullets hats because they're in DC, and then his mate was wearing. Then James Earl Jones was wearing Bulls gear. It was like it's fine, but like yeah, I want more Bullet stuff. Go Washington. Yeah,
I'll be back in a second.
All right.
Chesh's bumping out, but yeah, I don't know. There's so fashion design. We were talking about the shoulder pad thing, and the little montage where they're choosing, which is always a highlight in any kind of what do you call it, superhero movie where they're designing the costume or something, be it Spider-Man, whatever. Where it's like, oh, it's going to look like this. What's going to look that? And they try out all the different looks, and the amount that just have things on the shoulders. And it's like, I'm going to go for spotlights. I'm going to go for Polaroid cameras. And I'm like, I that whole scene, I need to find that on YouTube or something just to like have a look at it again, because the amount of like amazing ideas. And it's like, oh, I didn't see the culprit. Oh no, I did. And like he pulls out a Polaroid like shot from these like shoulders. It was amazing.
Okay,
Shoulder
so,
pads with things.
sure,
Go for a check.
He says it's unbelievable. But you know what? He says it in exactly the same fucking tone.
No. I'm with Jeff.
Yeah, you owe me $5 Australian,
Fuck
buddy.
that guy. No, fuck that guy. I'm so sick of his white ass, weird ass, memed up, stupid ass,
I told-
fucking tragic acting of like exactly the same character in everything in exactly the same voice. Like at least change your voice 5.
Oh, the guy of Toy Story. Is that who you're talking about?
Yes, the guy of Toy Story.
Yeah, he's a great actor. I love
I can't believe we need to say the guy of Toy Story. How did you not get this from
it.
Princess Bride?
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
Because I'm sorry, I've never seen Princess Bride, but I know how important that movie is to people.
You
I
gotta
have to watch it by
What
next
the-
week, probably.
What the
well,
fuck just happened there?
I don't know about
I'm
next
sorry.
It's amazing. But also,
Yeah, no, totally.
I was right. Got to rub it in your face. I was right, and they did
I
not
don't care if you're right. He still says it with the same tone, and he's still annoying.
Unbelievable.
To me, he's still Jafar's little fucking parrot.
Yeah, okay. I do that. He's off everything, and if he's not an animated character, he's usually a school principal or the like, or a school teacher.
He's usually
He's fairly
somebody who's
typecast.
despised in pretty much everything he does. It's just like
I think he's usually a jolly person.
by the other characters.
Because they're usually in
He
detention.
played the parrot in Aladdin.
Did he?
No, that's Gilbert Godfrey.
Yeah.
You're not getting some.
No,
same
it's-
thing.
No.
I am mistaken. My apologies.
Chesh, dig up.
Same thing. I don't care. He's also
Exactly.
annoying.
So
Actually,
all right,
Gilbert Godfrey's more annoying for other reasons. You should ask. You should research Kevin Smith, Gilbert Godfrey. It's hilarious.
Oh dear.
Okay.
Anyway,
So
one of the
I'm just
things I
reading. Sorry, I'm catching up on Johnny's chat feed, which you should probably have a read. That's fine. Yeah. He's smart through that, Johnny.
I don't have chat up because we're watching the Ninja OBS feed.
I don't have any of those up because Australian internet. Which
No,
actually
but
brings
you
me
can
to
do it. You just use pop out
no,
chat.
no,
Anyway.
no, I can't because it still uses data, Sam.
Oh.
Hilarious fact.
Precious data.
Hilarious fact. I got a call from Optus at 4:47 tonight.
We're going to have maintenance today. What are they
They're
doing?
giving me a $20 credit because they forgot to tell us of a tower upgrade in our area. From the
I feel like
31st
every
of
day is a
May
tower upgrade for Optus in your area. Like it's something else anyway.
Exactly. From the 31st of May to the 7th of this month, apparently. They just forgot to tell us. And that's why my internet's been so shit forever.
Chesh may be
Optus,
booted at
fuck
any
you.
at any time. That is fine.
It's
I was going to.
ridiculous.
So any other key points we want to bring up or favorite moments in this movie? I had one on the top
Actually,
off the top of my head.
I have one.
Go for it.
If I had parents like his, maybe I would have been kicked out of home at 16 when my parents thought I was gay. Sorry, it was just my mum because my dad had already left by then. Hey, can I have parents that can make me a fucking superhero suit? However, it's surprising that nobody in this got sued by DC or Marvel because they also name drop in that scene Spider-Man, Batman, and Superman.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like I think just
sorry
conveniently
to
nested
butt
in
in
the movie.
here. Dog speaking. Meteor Man is actually a part of the Marvel universe.
Yeah, I know, but still, like the fact that you can drop DC heroes in there and not get sued.
True. So Meteor Man is actually part of the. Ooh, interesting. So can we speak about dog speaking at the moment? Like, for 1 second, like how good
dog speaking.
Speaking of dog speaking, how good was dog speaking? That was my favorite. That was the moment Kate walked in, and goes, "What are you watching?" I'm like, "Well, Exhibit A."
I'm watching Look Who's Talking
3.
3.
It's like, welcome, Jeff. It's like, okay.
Always was waking
That was
up,
really
Jeff.
well handled. I actually dig it. I reckon there's some even like a little bit just unique ways to do effects that weren't they weren't established by any other tropes or anything like that. They're like, we're just going to do it our own way. I kind of love that spirit, which is like the dog speaking. That's one of them. The other one, when the big flashbang at the end. One second, Chesh. The big flashbang at the end with the meteor, and then they use the invert colors effect before going back to normal colors, and that actually looked super cool. And I've never seen another movie do that. I know they probably have. Neil Breen probably does it, But anyway, it just looks super cool. Anyway, the dog speaking. Go.
About the dog speaking part,
to do that.
I'm really happy that they had subtitles because I couldn't understand.
I know.
Shit.
It was subliminal, if anything. It's like, wake up, Jeff. It's like, okay. It was terrifying.
Horrible.
It sounded like the guy off Office Space.
It sounded like putting a.
I'm gonna burn down the building.
His microphone directly through a foot pedal. You know who did it? Fuck you for doing it.
What's Johnny saying in chat?
It was saying some very funny stuff. So, 93 is the vintage of films when the grapevine was tainted by acid rain. Yeah, what else came out in 93? I'm sure I could find something I absolutely love, but yeah. But for those reasons that it's tinged by endearing light of that time. It's great.
Let's see, 1993.
A cat is knocking on the door. Hey, Stevie.
Maybe that's what we should look up.
93 movies.
So,
yeah.
Yep. Jurassic Park, The Fugitive, Schindler's List.
Wow.
This is Doubtfire. There you go.
93?
I didn't think
the
so.
Piano. Yeah, okay. Groundhog Day.
You said the piano?
Groundhog Day, Jurassic Park,
Sleepless in Seattle?
Christmas.
and the whole thing was tainted by Purple Rain. Get out of here.
Yeah, I don't know, man. You said that's right, but I for some reason heard Purple Rain too. But yeah, that's good.
Demolition Man is something we should watch for this for sure.
Oh, Chesh, Super Mario Brothers.
Oh fuck no!
I can't watch that again.
Oh fuck no, because they're releasing 20 minutes of deleted footage.
Oh really? Oh
yeah.
I was waiting for that movie to be over.
Tombstone 93 was like the most amazing time. Hard Target, Cliffhanger.
Cliffhanger. It was a good time.
Almost good movies. Batman.
It was my favorite. It was like my favorite basketball time too. So I think around that.
Runnings.
Yeah.
The most problematic movie of them all that everyone looks back on with Coke tinted eyes and then goes, wait, none of them were actually Jamaicans. Let that sink in, people. Let that sink in.
Let it in. Sure. You gotta let it in.
I'll let it sink in.
So I married a mass murderer. Oh, Dennis the Menace. Yeah, never mind.
Dennis the Menace. Oh no. Oh dear. Yeah, 93. Not terrible. Not terrible.
Not terrible. Not a terrible year for movies.
Last Action Hero.
Yeah, I didn't bring that up for reasons. Having rewatched that, horrible. So, in closing for this particular segment, what did everyone think on a scale of 1 to 10, starting with you, Sam?
1 to 10. Ooh. You know what? I'm going to throw it on my endearing goggles and give it a solid 6 out of 10 for me.
Fair.
I'm going to give it a 7 strictly because of the costumes.
Yeah. I can make that case too. Yeah.
Oh my! You stole my full verbiage and everything. Wow. Well, I'm gonna give it a 6.5 because some of the costumes were awesome.
Okay.
That's
I should have said.
The headlight one with the big lights on the shoulders.
That's what I was talking about. Yeah, I was going to say I should change my mark to 6 loaded guns in a shopping center. Very obviously.
Sorry, five destroyed guns and 1 loaded gun.
Yeah. You're right. It was still loaded by the end, wasn't it? Because it hit the nurse's butt. Actually, it was the nurse, I believe. It was the same actress.
Yeah, I think it was.
It was. Yeah. Which
I
is
didn't even realize that. That's hilarious.
Yeah. All right. 1 second. I literally have a cat's paw appearing underneath the door. I need to go let her in. 1 second.
I think that considering the cast of this, considering the time it was put out, considering it was the 90s and everyone would have been pretty much on coke, and the fact that it has Bill Cosby, I'm still going to give this a 6 out of 10 because it was horribly written. It was fucking messy, but it's a fun movie to watch.
It's fun. It's very fun.
It's not entirely embarrassing, but it is embarrassing. If somebody walked in on me watching it, they probably would think I was watching porn.
What's this?
Really softcore, horrible porn.
The movie?
The bad story. But it's a solid 6 out of 10 for fun.
Not that
I was going to say Neil Breen is probably that times 10.
Is that bad.
No, it's
absolutely is that bad.
Mm.
Your eyes are too hard, man. You gotta have soft eyes.
I used to be a film critic. Of course, my eyes are too hard.
Love it. What about Brando? I want to hear Brando's
Let's do it,
contextual one.
Eford and Rupert over here, but it'll be Chesh and Jeff. All right, let's. I'll be your Rupert.
Mhm. I dig it. Did Brando say his piece of the movie?
No.
No. Brando's still there, or just producing in the ether?
Brandon is brain dead.
That's fine. We'll find out afterwards. Yeah, dead. Lol. All right, we're doing tier lists. Hell yeah!
Yay!
It's been a while. I mean, for me anyway. Yeah, we've got a decidedly shorter one this week, which is makes me feel a bit more comfortable. But at the same time, I love staring down the barrel of a 52 item tier list and knowing every one of them is going to have a story, i.e., the alcohol one and the breakfast cereal one, all the time. Exactly. Yeah. So Brandon's at the control of this, I imagine, so can definitely hear me. It's fine. Hey, yeah, just possessed. It's possessed as if Meteor Man is controlling it.
He's just more muted than Bill Cosby in Meteor Man.
What about when the guy was on the fire escape? Or they're stealing the VCR, which of course I love. The idea of stealing VCRs still is very awesome to me. But they've taken the VCR out, and the guy goes, "I'm the TV repairman," and they laugh. And Meteor Man just basically turns the TV on and flies off. And so all the public, all the neighborhood, just wake up and see the guy with a gun. It's still not the greatest position to leave people in, but yeah. Anyway, that was just a thought.
The one thing about that particular scene was the fact that it was just well, Meteor Man, are you turning it on to wake up all the neighbors? So the neighbors
or the police, maybe? I don't know.
Yeah, shouldn't you be apprehending this criminal?
That's what I thought.
No, you're just gonna leave the criminal there? What the fuck are you doing? That's not a hero's job. You just basically went, and then flew away. And not only that, I want to bring this back, actually, now that you've brought it up, to a point where Meteor Man apparently has fear of heights.
Yes,
I can tell you from somebody who had to forcibly overcome his fear of heights when he was a child.
It doesn't just go like that.
It doesn't, A, just disappear, and B, those backflips he was doing as he's zooming off into the sky would have scared the fuck out of him. I know, because if you do it from a 12-meter fucking high diving board, it literally makes you shit your pants.
Yeah.
Well, maybe not literally, but figuratively. But still, I could have. It was scary.
Yeah, exactly.
I spent a week doing pin drops and backflips off a 12-meter high diving board.
You did it?
32. Yeah, to try and overcome my fear of heights, which, by the way, I mostly got rid of, except when I'm in a glass elevator.
Yes.
If I can see everything else, it just scares the shit out of me. Or
Brandon is just doing the ratings for it.
If I look up at high rises, I get incredibly dizzy.
Yeah.
So I also have acrophobia. I've had it since I was a wee one, and the only way that I got over it. The only way that I got over it was by rappelling off of an 85-foot castle. And unfortunately, I don't know what the metric is. I am very sorry. But it was terrifying and amazing.
The fact that it's a castle, that's amazing. That's amazing.
Yeah, it was fun. But
couldn't do it.
Yeah.
All right, so who can see this list? Because I'm looking at a bunch of fuzzy images.
The first movie is up.
I'm going to start this off strong and just take the lead here in the fact that the gusto this movie has to just absolutely sledgehammer you in the first 10 minutes. Kids are like, "Oh, great, this is fun," but that stuff doesn't mean that much. And you look around in the cinema, and all the parents are absolutely destroyed. They're defeated. So I'm going to start this off. I don't know. This is S tier for me for being most memorable. So I'm accepting this to be slotted in anywhere else, and I've got to as you talk, Chesh, I'll remember the rest of the movie because it's the first 10 minutes that always stick out to me.
Yeah, I'm gonna just jumping right off of there. I'm gonna give it a B because it should have ended at a 15-minute short film.
Wow, you are heartless. This is S for me, and do you want to know why? because movies don't make me cry. There is
Yeah.
only one movie in the history of movies that has ever made me cry, and it is the first fucking heart-wrenching 10 minutes of this movie that made me realize I'm actually not a soulless, heartless ginger, and that I actually do have a fucking soul. Because I cry like a baby in that first 10 minutes. Seeing that whole like death thing go on, I was why did we have to have this to start?
Albeit from an animation to teach you more about and put more in context in mortality than anything else. It was amazing.
And that's where the movie should have ended.
Yeah, I think it should have been one of those Pixar shorts. And just like, yep, that's done.
The rest of the movie was dog shit. B.
It was an adventure. It was like,
I hated it.
But it was
I
like,
hated the rest of the movie.
I think it needed to exist, but it was the secondary, like I guess,
No,
to me,
it is
because I always
very
remember the first 10 minutes. Yeah.
The romance story was good, but also like I don't know. It made me sad, yeah, but I was also like, yeah. He's here.
Have you tried discovering whether you have a soul?
No, he's talking about the
that
rest of the movie. He's like, he's judging the movie as a whole. So
other
that
movies
makes me feel like you're very much Ultron in this situation.
I don't know. It didn't really like. Everyone was like, "Oh, it's the saddest thing ever." I'm like, "Really? You've never actually seen a sad movie, have you?" And
watch Grave of the Fireflies. And,
Wow.
and, yeah,
I'm sorry.
defeated.
Grave of the Fireflies?
Yeah, exactly.
No,
I mean,
never go up again. Just
Yeah, exactly. It's like,
I don't
you
know.
just look at each other after the end. You're like,
It
you don't
didn't
need to
get
watch
me.
that for a little while, but you do. It's fantastic. But yeah.
it didn't really get. I mean, it made me sad, yeah, but it wasn't like blubbering like everyone else was fucking going on about. Like I don't know. I was like, honestly, like seriously, everyone's like, "Oh, this is sad thing." I was like, I didn't feel that way. I mean, it was sad, yeah, but I watched the rest of the movie. I was like, now look at this stupid fucking talking dog, and like it just I hated it. But so B, great, strong first 15 minutes, and the rest of the movie was like, okay, what a letdown.
All right. Any other scores to add to it or anything, or do we kind of was probably looking like at this stage it's going to like
We're waiting for that fourth score.
marinate around an A?
Oh, I've only seen the first like 10, 15 minutes of the movie, and I couldn't do half of it.
That's a
because I'm
perfect
just like,
movie.
It's so sad, and I can't keep watching this film.
Grumpy
so-
guy gets happy. The end.
Oh, okay, that's nice.
And
Nice.
what's the guy's name?
Nice.
What's the kid's name? Russell. I do love Russell. Like Russell's a good kid. Yeah. Yeah, and yeah, and I can't remember the bird they're looking for, but yeah, it's got the name. Someone's yelling at the screen, but
Just totally discount my vote. All right.
totally. They do. I mean, I will say they have
I'm
the
assuming that
amazing.
Brandon is putting in a vote as well of S. So
They have an amazing theme of, and this is a great one I like seeing brought up. It's your heroes aren't the people you think they are sometimes, and that's always like quite a nice little theme. So that kind of spoiler alert happens, and he's like, "Oh, I grew up like worshipping this person," which I didn't get the age gap because he was a kid, like worshipping this explorer, and then like by the time he's what I imagine is 80 or 90, he's on this adventure, and then he's like. The guy he looked up to is probably like 20 years his senior. He's there as well. I'm like, and he's like probably looks younger than him. Anyway, that's a little like, maybe just I don't know. It's animation. Anything's weird, like it happens.
I look past
all right,
that.
next one.
Yeah,
Toy Story.
well, Toy Story 1, more importantly.
Toy Story 1.
Toy Story 1, where it all began.
This is A tier for me because it should. I know a lot of people will lump it in as an S tier, but Woody Allen, fuck you.
Oh
There's a
yeah,
whole
true.
thing- there's a whole thing behind this that I won't get into. But one of the silent backers of this movie should not have been a silent backer. And one of the stars of this movie, as everyone might know, Tim the Tool Man,
Yes.
categorically a piece of shit. So this is to an A.
So we're gonna rate all the Toy Story movies one letter down because a actor is in them all.
Yes.
No, because not all of them are as good as number one.
Probably, yeah.
Not all of them are as good as number one. So no, that's not entirely correct. There's one that's going to go in F tier for fucking failed.
When it comes to Chesh, you've got a friend in me.
I'm just saying, sure, okay.
Sure.
I'm
Where
sure
you at,
every person who did the art direction and the audio and
I
the
don't care
audio
about them.
mixing
Come on.
and
Alright,
and
so-
the
so wait,
yeah, every
no,
single
no,
one of them
let's-
was a
let's-
perfect gem of a
If
person,
you want to
except
go there,
for Tim the
if you want to
Toolman.
go
He-
there, then
only
according
that
to your
it was involved
according
in
to your own standards,
just
then
saying,
you should put up
just the
further up.
people that were, like,
Right?
funded it, advertised on it, showed it in the movie theater. Every
under
person
your very
involved in the production
specific.
was a perfect
Jeff,
angel, except for
Jeff,
Tim. That's
shut
why
up.
we're rating it down
Jeff,
one level.
shut up.
I don't think we
Shut
should
up,
rate it
Fred.
down that much for the actors.
because if you want to go there, then your views on Up should be higher based on all of those people that put in all that amazing work, right? With that animation and stuff. It shouldn't
And
be
they were
a-
all perfect angels except for Tim the Toolman.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, just saying. Yeah, so
Not
it-
necessarily.
they
I
never-
don't
they
know.
never
It's
did
an
anything
S. It's
wrong in
an
their whole lives except for that one voice actor, and that's why we're gonna trash the whole film.
I don't know. I don't think. That's fine. I
I'm
think
just saying,
yeah.
yeah.
You know what?
Maybe
Acco-
people
like,
that put in more work in the movie that
It's also not an S tier movie.
I know. I'm just saying.
It's literally not an S tier movie.
Jeff.
You're arguing
if I-
against nothing.
Jeff, I think usually where Chesh would use a rationale like that to push something down to D from like A, I think Chesh has grown up a little bit and going, well, that's just one mark down, so I can handle that.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, because the amount of times in the cartoons, it's like this reason D. It's like whoa, that's extreme.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I don't know.
Oh, I'll tell you a lot of shit just because it's
I
trash.
just don't. I mean, it's like yes, he's a shit person, but are we gonna really discredit that? And
Yep.
we don't know.
That's
Everybody-
why it's an A and not an S tier. Absolutely.
Is it Joss Whedon as well?
Josh,
Yes. Oh, totally. And
Correct.
we've been dancing around Cheshire's opinion the whole time, and I'm never going to change it.
I'm so sorry. Yeah, so let's throw it an A. I got.
I think you're right. I think solid A. I'm not going to put it in S.
Yeah, I'm missing a vote.
They're getting their. What'd you get? A whiskey bourbon or whiskey?
Oh, nice.
Whiskey ginger. Yeah.
Ooh.
Oh, thank you.
Sure.
I'm not finished with my Greyhound, but I'll take the Pilsner. All right, I appreciate it. Thank you.
Greyhound.
A Greyhound.
Greyhound is vodka and grapefruit juice.
Oh, I like it.
Ah,
That
okay.
sounds.
Very
That's awesome.
tasty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is very
Dig
good.
I remember Chesh. Wallace Shawn is Rex in this movie.
Who the fuck is Wallace Shawn?
The guy you were complaining about in Meteor Man.
What are you gonna rate it for?
Oh, perfect.
Put it in an A.
Yeah.
Okay,
I
yeah.
love it. That's
That's
the
very
unanimous
fair.
A. That's a solid A because it's like we're not quite ready to give it an S, but yeah, exactly. All right, Monsters Inc. Mike Wazowski. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, this is not-
is Monsters Inc. on the list?
It's
Yeah, it
Monsters-
is.
yeah, Monsters Inc. is at the end there. Let's
There's
do
so many
Monsters Inc. first because I
Yeah.
love that movie.
It was
There's
very
so many
good.
sequels I haven't seen in a weird way. It's fine.
So this, for all intents and purposes, feels like it shouldn't be, but for me, this is an S. Solid story, a lot of fun, was completely different to what we'd seen out of that particular House of Animation for a very long time in regards to like the actual story itself. The basing it on old stuff that people don't actually remember. Sorry, stealing the story from a bunch of old stuff that none of you will remember because you're not old enough. I'm sorry, it's true. Being the old man.
Yeah, it's the case with a lot of things, right?
Yeah, and flipping it on its head though, and taking the the monsters in your nightmares aren't actually monsters, but
Yeah.
yes, they are in your nightmares for a reason because they're using your nightmares to fuel something. Is a very old trope that was long forgotten. But the way that this was incorporated, the fact that like your terror fuels their entire society, and the fact that this was more or less about the coal trade and hey, coal is going to run out and we need to find something different. So this having an underlying actual message rather than it just being cool, absolutely S tier for me. I thought that this movie was great.
Very good. And didn't we have this comparison when we talked about all real monsters in the '90s cartoon discussion.
Yes.
Yeah.
You did actually.
Also, very good concept, very well executed. I agree with Chesh and everything he said.
Yeah. Love it.
I had no idea that it was an allegory for coal. That's beautiful.
Yeah, well, I guess you could tie it back into any natural resource. It's basically like their entire civilization runs off a resource that is finite and that they can only get it from one place. But as time moves on, those kids are getting less scared, i.e., there's less in the ground for the extraction and the mining. So they're now having to figure out a way to power their entire city, their entire way of life, and it being something completely different. Which
I was
is,
almost going to make
again,
a comparison for immunology in a weird way too.
Yeah.
Like,
it's amazing. Like, you can tie so many things to it, but it's just like you don't realize until you start to really think about it. And you're like, oh shit, this wasn't just a fun kids movie. This actually had like a very cool underlying theme to it that even a kid is going to get. That a kid at some point is going to connect those dots and go, but if the screams run out, their entire civilization falls. And if our natural resources run out, our entire civilization falls. And you just go, that is broken down so well for a kid. Like,
Yeah,
holy shit, is that simple.
and explaining a couple of things that, again, the duality of these movies is always the case, that's why they're brilliant. The parent goes in going, oh, workplace culture tropes. I just relate to that, like I absolutely relate to that, and commercial pressures, and that
was the thing. They didn't need to go overboard with the like, hey parents, here's something for you. They tied it in so seamlessly.
They never do. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
exactly.
And it wasn't just like that. Because some animated stuff does that whole like, hey parents, here's sexually innuendo.
He's a joke for you. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, don't do that shit. Like, I don't need that shit. Like, I just need it to be entertaining. Oh, this is actually entertaining, and this doesn't contain that, like, it could have been Mike Wazowski trying to constantly look up like, the secretary's dress all the time or something like that, and it wasn't, which is pleasantly fucking surprising.
Oh, the receptionist being called Roz as well was just like a perfect, like, just Roz. Like, that's like the most office name ever. It's perfect. Yeah. I love it. Yeah. I'm going to go solid A for that. Like, I mean, I know it probably deserves an S. Maybe that's just a personal bias to me. It's like, or just like, it was one of the great ones, but like, I want to reserve my S's, I guess. But, I mean, John Goodman's voice. There's a reason he was on an ASMR commercial. Like, yeah,
there's a reason that he's good at everything he does.
Totally.
Oh, but he just plays the same characters all the time. I don't know what you're talking about. It's the same. He's just John Goodman in every movie.
You want to do this? Do you want to do this? Because we can do this.
Yeah.
And you ain't gonna like it. And the first thing I'll point you towards is the Big Lebowski, and then I'll accept your apology. Thank you very much.
But the Big Lebowski is an F tier because it's very problematic. Let's go to S as well for me. That's just my vote. What do you think?
Honestly, it's been so long since I've seen the movie. I don't have a solid opinion. I remember liking it very much. I remember it being very cute, and I remember it being very entertaining. So yeah, I am fine with an S tier.
Cool. I've got to also shout out. I remember now as it's coming back to me, like a lot of these movies have like some really key visuals that you remember as those iconic moments. And the fact that they use the doors as a symbol of expression for people was really cool. And I can't remember how many different, like, whether they express culture as well in a way too, like different types of doors. I thought it was really cool. But for me, it's like the equivalent, like the Lion King thing, remembering all the insects and all the different colors. And again, as I said, I'm crazy quilt. I remember the things with all the colors in them. And like, that was, they're doing like the full roller coaster thing, like riding the door. And like, yeah, I think that always stuck out to me.
99% sure there is no Nightmare Before Christmas style reference in here when it comes to like / culture. I'm fairly certain, and don't quote me on this, but I'm fairly certain, 99% sure that the only way you could tell doors from each other is that they were different colors.
Yeah, I think so. There's a couple of other little features. I'm looking at a couple of screenshots now. It's funny when you look at all the visuals. It just looks like a phone store where you buy iPhone cases.
No, weren't they all the same?
Kind of. No, there's a couple of different ones. Like, but they're different. They're
I
mostly
don't remember
colored.
that particular detail, but I do remember a lot of the visuals in the movie. Particularly the villain character, the quote unquote villain character. His animation
Randall.
was glorious. I can't remember his name.
Randall had some Sebulba.
the
Yeah, Randall.
the salamander kind of snaky
Yeah,
guy.
Randall.
Yeah,
Randall had some-
Randall. That guy's
Randall had
animation
some Sebulba vibes to him.
was fucking amazing. But yeah, I don't remember anything about the doors.
Anyway, no, that's pretty cool. That's sitting there. Yeah. All right. I don't remember seeing Monsters U as a
It was
sequel.
bad. That's why.
Dang it! Things that probably should have stayed a sequel.
I know.
So I can't really score it because I didn't see it. But where's your grade on that one, Chesh?
It's a C.
C.
It's the thing. It's the thing we didn't need.
Okay.
Yeah. Look, everyone involved wanted their extra payday, and they got it. But I did not like it at all.
Monsters University?
Yeah.
I thought it was all right. I don't remember much of it.
He's all right, right?
Okay, yeah, the doors were different. Okay.
Yeah, you're right. That's the image I was going to say too. So that the concept of using things to power things is actually linking to an analogy I was going to make at the start, Chesh, when you talk about movies stealing things from things that everyone forgot, or a book that no one ever read, and that kind of stuff. I haven't fully followed up, and I know you'll know this, Chesh, but wasn't there talk of like basically the Matrix is that kind of concept too? And that's the vibe.
There's a couple of things with the Matrix. So the first one is that the storyline itself of it being like based in a simulation was in other stuff way beforehand.
Oh yeah, and that's probably a fairly evergreen one. Yeah,
which is an evergreen thing. But the other thing is that later on, people realized that it actually tied directly into the allegory for trans that nobody realized at the time. There's a whole big thing in it about like you can be whoever you want to be and you can look however you want to look, which we now know because the Wachowskis basically came out and went like, "Hey, we're actually not guys." Like, and you know what? This is who we are. So fuck you all. And that movie we made that you love so much. Guess what? We can tell you it's not what you thought it was, which I think is fantastic.
Exactly. I was gonna say
everything they've written since has been trash, but yes.
So what's the other thing? Jupiter Ascending, is that the other one? Am I? No, they didn't do that, did they?
No,
I have no idea. But anyway, I still love.
No, the other one they did was that shitty clone one where like a chick gets cloned a whole bunch of times, and then there's like all these different versions of her. One's a soccer mum, and one's like a lesbian hacker, and one's like I don't know. It's the whole thing was just like sorry,
Sense8.
Yeah, Sense8.
Oh yeah, no,
really just could have been so much better than what it was, and it felt like horribly heavy-handed and like here's our message, and it's like I get what you're trying to do, but you buried the actual story of the show under everything political. And it's like
Cloud Atlas was the other one I was thinking of too.
Yes, I love what they tried to do with it, but the fact that they actually just buried the story under everything else, it's like, okay, well, but I want to know more about like why they're clones. What's going on here? Like less based around like you're persecuting me because of like my gender or my beliefs or who I love, and you're actually not telling me the story of how we got to where we got to, so I can understand how that ties into everything else. Like it was a weird thing.
I was going to say, so Monsters Inc. as well, going full circle, the type of deal that a bit like, as people say about The Matrix, could probably just be a standalone movie for the first one and forget about the other two. That's fine. Except for the Matrix, I will say. That was always one of my favorites, and especially explaining the context behind it. And as I said, full circle, explaining how humans are batteries, because and the full story of why the AI almost felt sympathy, and it's like, well, you're kind of here. We'll put you in a state of like relative enjoyment and use that energy in a weird way. That's what Monsters Inc. always reminds me of.
The weird symbiosis, yeah.
Totally,
and
totally.
That's absolutely just to, I guess, go off track slightly again. The whole thing with the Matrix is we only needed the first one. It explained most of the stuff we wanted. Then we got the Animatrix, which explained everything else. And then we got the second Matrix, and we were like, yeah, okay, I guess.
Whoa, yeah.
And then we got the third one, and we're just like, why are you even doing this?
You're fighting
and now, what, next year or the year after, we've got a new Matrix, which
wait, what?
I guess
I did not know that.
Neo's
That's
gonna
interesting.
come back from the dead after being crucified by the machines to save the fucking human race.
There's some excellent video game spin-offs there, Chesh, which are not so excellent. But anyway,
I read a really sorry to cut you off, Sam. Go ahead.
Oh no, go for it. No, I'm done.
I read a really interesting theory that was pretty convincing that Mr. Smith is the chosen one.
Oh, I like this.
Actually,
it would make sense because Smith is the one who changes the code and technically breaks everyone out.
Yes.
And it's just like, yeah, cool. But they could have actually given us that instead of making us dig so hard for it in the snow with a potty shovel. And if you haven't seen a potty shovel, they're about this big and they're like a fucking trowel. They're used for camping. You can also sit on them.
In any case, I don't mind watching the Matrix every now and then. It's fun.
So, Monsters University, bad.
SC. All right. That was a huge discussion.
Sorry, like many tangents. That's what we do. That's why our podcasts go for 14 hours. Finding Nemo. Finding Nemo. I'm an Australian, so I've watched it a lot.
Look, I'm going to lump this into my A tier because while it is, I mean, I almost feel like putting in B, but I know that's sacrilegious. While it is entertaining, it is squarely aimed at children.
Yeah, that's the vibe I got.
Enjoyable as an adult. Yeah. They tried to slip some adult humor in there, but it's more like Jerry Seinfeld adult humor, which just makes it slip really hard on itself. And I'm trying to be funny. It's like, yeah, shut up. We know you are. Why are you hitting me with a dead fish? So this is an A for me.
I'm putting Finding Nemo in a B because of a few things. It just gets really tired after a couple viewings.
I get that.
For multiple reasons.
I was going to say a couple, the second viewing, you just start going I could watch something better than this. Click.
Yeah, I mean, it's a really well animated, good movie with a good message, but it's some of the characters' voices really get on my nerves.
Is the good message just keep swimming? Because all I can think about is just keep swimming.
Yeah.
And
again, the EAC, man.
It's just some of it just really gets on my fucking nerves. If I were to see Finding Nemo on just in a dentist's office, I would not sit there and be like, oh, it's a Pixar movie. I'll stick around. I remember this. I would go on my phone and watch something else.
Oh,
it's so funny because there's a dentist's office in the actual movie.
I'm changing my rating to a B because Ellen DeGeneres.
Well, I'm going to.
I've got a different reason to roll my score, but yeah.
I'm going to jump over Ellen DeGeneres' terrible character and say that those are one of the voices that I found incredibly obnoxious in the movie. Dory's character.
I've always found Ellen's voice obnoxious, to be honest, but now we know it's because she's obnoxious.
Just the character itself, too, is also just incredibly
dumb.
I'm done with this after 2 scenes with Dory, and you're like, okay, I get it. And then then they become a central part of the story, and you're like, awesome. I have to deal with this. I don't know.
I've got some different reasons to give it a lower score. I used to keep not very well, but I kept some tropical fish in a way for a couple of years, and I understood what goes into recreating a kind of a false version of some like a very specific ecological habitat, I guess is the way you call it. So you're talking about heating, you're talking about pH, you're talking about all this stuff in a tiny little tank, which in the ocean is very easy because it's like naturally balances itself. Whereas if you're doing it with your own bloody tap water, which you've then got to dechlorinate and all this crap, and it's like, yeah, I did it for a bit and I enjoyed it, and I enjoyed more the aquascaping like with the plants rather than the actual fish because they gave me absolute stress. I was so worried about them, and you know we did an okay job, and then after a few years I was like, we moved house and a bunch of them died because of stress. They literally die because of stress. And moving them, and I'm like, wow, I can't do it anymore. It's like I'm worried when I go out weekends. Anyway, that's the type of person I am, I want to say, because I worry about things. What this movie did, they call it the Finding Nemo effect. A lot of people, and this is the thing with animals that I have a great deal of issues with people that take on responsibilities they probably shouldn't take on. And they go, yes, I want a clownfish. I want a fucking clownfish. I'll do it because my kid loves it. What's my Finding Nemo? The irony of this movie is the fact that like it's talking about don't keep fish in a tank. Because they're gonna want to like get out, and it's not the best like environment for them, which I still feel funny about, and I don't really want to keep fish again because I mean they're fine. Like of course you can make that environment nice for them or whatever, but like I see people without filters on their fish tank. I was like, what are you doing? Like it's wow, or not even bothering to try and find out how the habitat works. But that's basically what happened. So there was a massive demand on clownfish after this, and so exactly what's happening in the movie happened, and like more industries were like companies are taking more like egregious kind of methods to like get more clownfish to sell to the fish stores and then just sell them, and they're not giving proper instruction on how to keep them. And they're like clownfish are super delicate. Like they need a pretty specific pH. They need a pretty specific setup. And the amount of people go, yep, cool, got clownfish done. Why did it die? Why did I flush it down the toilet? That's literally what was happening. And it like that saddens me to the core because it's a movie that had intentions that was not what it was about. And it actually just happened. Like the irony of it is like huge, and it's like the message is so lost on people. But that's fine. It does feature Australia. That's cool. Whatever. I'm torn between B and C because of that. Now that actually talking about this and getting a little bit passionate about it, like, yeah, stuff it. I'm going to throw Finding Nemo on the C because of that. And actually, it's not, you know what? Back to Chesh's thing. It's not the movie's fault. It's the people's fault. I thought the movie would have had the intention that like more people would go, yeah, maybe I shouldn't buy a clownfish because I saw it on the thing. Well, so I'm going to throw it in B. That's fine.
You did. The movie did not send the message properly. That's not.
I guess, but I think the message was pretty overt that like the fish was not happy in the thing.
Okay,
like,
fair enough.
The people always surprise me, be it last year with the pandemic or whatnot, and they're like, oh wow, well, humanity, right? But yeah, so B for me, I guess that's fine with that big spiel.
What did you have to say?
So Chaboy's gonna give it a C for purely personal reasons.
Mm-hmm.
I have a phobia of jellyfish. I know it's very silly, but it's true.
Good play Subnautica. Oh, that'd be terrifying.
Please don't watch the first X-Men movie.
Do what? Sorry.
X-Men
Please
movie?
don't watch the first X-Men movie.
I don't remember that one.
Oh, okay. I won't.
Senator gets changed into a jelly man.
Oh.
And he breaks down on the sand. Yeah.
Oh.
Oh.
Not great.
Anyway.
I mean, slime people, fine, but like jellyfish, no, can't vibe with it.
They're totally aliens too.
Adventure Zone, the one series that actually made me care about a jellyfish creature. But anyway, yeah. So I'd have to for freaking out in a kids movie. Gotta give it a C tier.
Yeah, fair. Yeah. I feel like I could meet you on C because of like my rationale was very aggressive, and then I took like B. It was like, yeah, I'm going to throw it in C for that, but yeah,
for sure.
A bit torn. Yeah. We end up in C with Finding Nemo.
Just chuck it and see.
Chuck it and see. Just being the what would I say? Not moderator. Are we gonna have to make this a two-parter because of how much discussion we're having about these movies?
I don't know. Like, there's a lot of the sequels I just have
straight
stone not seen.
Are we gonna really We're gonna burn through a Bug's Life? Really?
Fuck yeah.
We're gonna.
Jerry
Oh.
Seinfeld? Is he? No, that's the Ants movie.
Yeah.
No, I mean the B movie.
We're
Sorry.
gonna burn through Ratatouille. Come on. Like,
I haven't even seen all of what Ratatouille. It's fine. That's fine. We'll see how we go. We'll see how we go. About halfway in. Yeah. All right.
But
Finding
if it-
Dory. Did anyone see Finding Dory?
How long?
Yeah,
How
it
much
was trash.
this episode? How much longer you want to give this episode?
I don't know. Like, I could do that. Complete the next hour.
Look, if you want to make this, like 8 minutes to go.
No. I'm not trying to give it. That's a huge. I'm thinking more like half an hour.
Yeah.
Well, I can smell that. I think my dinner is cooking.
You just smell, Chesh.
So that's
why
what I'm
I
saying.
have now been going for like an hour and a half.
Is this
Yeah.
going to be a two-parter?
I guess so.
If you want to, that's fine.
It all depends on how long it takes because
That gives me time to dig up my Cars analogy that was really unnerving.
About putting
I
it
can't
into
remember.
the
I've got to
jar.
remember it. It was
Analogy.
brilliant, and it's great.
Yeah.
It's
It gives more time to talk about.
tell me about
Yeah,
car
Maybe
skeletons.
watch some of these movies like Cars and The Good Dinosaur.
We could burn through this one though. Finding Dory is a D.
Yeah.
I never saw it. Yeah. Yeah. Chuck it in D and move on, I guess.
Great. Chuck it in D.
Yeah. What's the next one?
Cars.
Is it just Cars 1?
Cars 1.
Dang it.
Look, this is gonna be an A for me, despite all of the like really horrible "I'm a country bumpkin" bullshit.
All right,
No
so
one needs that stereotyping, and there is so much stereotyping in this. It's not funny.
I'm going
Especially
to
like the Porsche with a tramp stamp. Just saying.
Mm-hmm.
exactly. Just my votes. Don't even ask me. Cars 1, 2, and 3, B, C, and D. Those are my votes.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good.
I would have gone A, B, and C, but yes.
It's been a while since I've watched Cars, but I'm trying to find the analogy, and because I didn't think it was coming up so soon. But basically, it's something to do with if the cars are essentially the people, more or less, then the fashion in which they use car skeletons, i.e., just deceased cars, that kind of thing, around the place is a little unnerving.
Exactly. It's a weird, odd anthropomorphism that leads to the B, where it's just like, is this a fetish?
Yeah.
Like,
Look. There's been many people throughout history have put on display, deceased elders and stuff like that. Usually of other tribes that they've killed because they're showing them off as trophies. And many warlords, like, I don't know, Vlad the Impaler, perhaps. So perhaps they're not cars that they knew, but rather cars that they had killed in battle, and they are actually displaying the exoskeleton of the vehicle because it's a trophy piece. There you go. I just made it even more fucking dark.
But is that typical? Is that normal? Usually when we find like
It is in this universe.
churches made of human skulls, we're like, whoa. It's like these guys were hardcore. It's not like a normal thing to just stack.
Just talk over him.
But there's also something to be said for reverence for the dead, though. I mean, like, there are a lot of
car culture.
Would you say it's a reverence for carcasses?
Oh, wow.
Yeah, perfect. Eloquent.
Oh.
I love it. Cars.
I'm highly bisexual, and that means I need to make puns or I'll die. So
There's a pun quota a day, yeah.
exactly.
Brennan wants to know where this goes. So for me, it was an A. Sam?
Yeah, pretty good. B for Cars, but I don't know if I can comment on again the sequels. Yeah.
Okay. Keep us going.
Sorry. I was just.
Jeff said B, C, and D anyway.
pun machine.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Um,
Like, what are you talking about?
Why does the Cars universe need a school bus? That's one I was just like.
why
looking-
does the car? We shouldn't be.
I was trying to find my theory, and there's like that popped up. I'm like, yeah, true.
Brandon,
True.
Brandon, you're incorrigible, and I hate
Yeah.
you.
Brandon
Let's
just wants to know
go
where to
B.
put it
And they
because
talk
there's
about
still
moon-
missing scores.
They talk about moonshine on Cars, so that's pretty good. Yeah.
I'll go B, C, D, but that's just me though. If everyone's cool with it, I think we're gonna throw Cars 1, 2, and 3 and B, C, and D.
I like that. I like that. That's
Yeah.
clean. Nice.
Degrading in quality. I've seen them
Mhm.
all. They get less and less interesting as you go. Then the novelty wears off real quick.
Exactly. Exactly.
I've never
You mean you
seen any
didn't
of the
like
cartoons.
planes?
No, it's also like we talk about Chesh, like you said, the whole thing in Finding Nemo. The duality is not as strong, I don't think. Like it's not as exactly. Like it's just more in the kids movie.
Mhm.
The Incredibles.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yes,
uh,
good movie.
uh,
Fucking
Go
good.
on.
I'm gonna put that in the fucking A tier.
Ooh,
It's
I like
not the best Pixar movie, but I vividly remember being in the movie theater watching it with my mom and seeing like certain street names like Adeline and San Pablo, I think maybe, and be like, place, I street. Oh, it was very good. And also it was my first superhero movie, so
Oh, wow.
love it.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Pretty good for a first superhero movie, I would
Right?
say. Yeah.
Yeah.
I liked it a lot. A for me as well.
Mhm.
I like
it.
I like the messaging. I liked there are lots of visuals and characters and well, okay, specifically, let's get specific. I hated the baby.
Oh yeah, I don't know why, but I hate
That's
babies and
gonna
everything.
be
It's
wrong.
like yeah.
but I did love I did love that it didn't sacrifice the family bonding thing with the whole like we're all superheroes and we all our powers conflict with each other. No, it was more just like we're a family trying to stick together. And then there's Sandra. What the line that sticks? Of course, there's always a line that sticks with Pixar movies, like good Pixar movies, is if everyone's super, no one is, right?
Yeah.
And that's the line that sticks with Incredibles. Then I'm thinking like, that says a lot by saying very little. So that's why I'm going to rate this pretty high in the A tier.
I like it. I like it. Chesh.
it's you first.
Oh, I was gonna say I don't have that much to say about Incredibles. I didn't like it's. I know it was solid. It was like a bunch of good things going on, that kind of thing. Not that much to critique it on, really. I think it's like in the middle of the road for Pixar movies for me, so I'm gonna give it a B.
It's a pair of balls in my mouth. It's a B.
I like it.
It's there. It's not entirely, unenjoyable, but it's also not enjoyable. It's a pair of balls in my mouth. It's fine. It's
I like them a lot. Well, that's just me though.
Awesome. Incredibles 2, I never really saw. So again, the sequels, there's a theme here. I never really saw them much. So, what was Incredibles 2 like?
eh.
I mean, it
didn't
wasn't
end
as
up
good as the original, but
Mhm.
it's watchable. I mean,
Pop it in the B personally. Like it's yeah, it was good. It was very entertaining. As someone who saw The Incredibles when I was younger and then saw Incredibles 2 when I was older, I was like, oh cool, this lives up, this follows through, this is watchable, entertaining. I didn't necessarily think it had like an overarching message or anything. I do remember being on Tumblr once upon a time and having a lot of like fan theories and such. I know, yes, please continue to laugh. Yes, Tumblr is a
I was on
fan
Tumblr
theories
too.
are those.
Yeah.
They're the heart of the internet. Fan theories.
You're on
It's the
fandom
best.
Tumblr.
No.
Yes, there you go. Were you part of the Super Hula crew?
Absolutely not.
Absolutely not. Exactly. Yes. I also wasn't because Supernatural is a garbage TV show. But I digress. But yeah, no, just like a lot of fan theories were like really fun and everything. But yeah, put it in the B category.
Yeah. That's fine.
It was fine. Exactly, it was fine.
And because of that, I'm gonna go below a C. I wouldn't go out of my way to watch it.
This for me is a D, as in do without, as in I could do without it.
Yeah, it's not adding anything.
Sure.
No, it's just it's there. It's fine.
Yeah.
It's also not like something I'm going to go out of my way to watch. After watching it the first time, I didn't feel like I needed to watch it again. I was just like, could have done without that.
Yeah. Ratatouille.
I wish I could talk about this, but I haven't seen it all.
Oh.
I want to say all because like pieces, and I know I'm missing out on something good here. So yeah, go ahead, guys.
Ratatouille is both an S and a D tier for me.
Ooh, interesting.
But I'm gonna put in S.
For me, it's just under a B for kind of boring.
For
You
shame.
should have expected that for me.
For
You should
shame.
have expected it.
It's an S because I guess again this is like super personal bias. The fucking
Well, that's the thing about opinions.
yeah.
You're allowed to have one,
Opinions,
just like an asshole. You're allowed.
I
to
knew
be
that
one.
was coming. I knew that was coming.
They all stink.
Not mine.
Exactly.
I polished mine
And sometimes they're bleached for no good reason.
No, that honestly, like it had out of all of the Pixar movies, this movie, among two others in this list, had one of the most powerful moments in a Pixar movie that I've seen, and that is the childhood memory scene in the restaurant. That hit me.
Ladies and gentlemen, and everyone else, I'll just like to remind you that he's talking about a very powerful scene. The same person who didn't feel very emotional from the first 10 minutes of Up.
Yes. The
Context, Chesh. Context.
I'll
And there's
tell you
reason
this.
why.
The childhood memory scene in Ratatouille hit me harder than the first 10 minutes of Up. Go fuck yourself.
Oh
Yeah.
shit!
Mic drop.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Just like assholes, everyone has one.
Yep.
Yeah.
Exactly. No, it
Got
just
to
hit
shit out of somewhere, even
I
if it's your opinion.
remember that scene forever. I loved it, and that's what brings it as an absolute classic. I'll watch Ratatouille, but also there's a lot of stuff in Ratatouille that I'm just like, that's really inconsistent. Ratatouille or Remy is kind of the bad guy in this movie, and but he's
Dog, can we get your opinion on Ratatouille, please?
mine. Or
No, we want dog. We just heard your opinion.
Dog in the
Dog's
sky.
opinion of Ratatouille is irrelevant.
Not to me.
I love it.
Well, he hasn't chimed in on anything since
Yeah, I was right. Like,
never.
Dog is the movie absolute lord. So yeah. I love it. Hello, this is Dog. I love it. All right, so where we end up, or yeah, kind of what. I can't tie break on this one because I haven't fully seen it, so I can't pass judgment. Mm-hmm.
Oh jeez. I would put Ratatouille at. Oh gosh, I don't know. Patton Oswalt, as far as I know, is a gem. So love the voice work, love the comedic timing and everything. On the other hand, again, on a very, very, very personal note, I am allergic to eggplant, and Ratatouille traditionally has eggplant in it. So we'll put it in the B category. Listen, it's been so long since I've seen like most of these movies.
Yeah, exactly.
You're gonna rate the movie lower because you're learning.
Based on I'm eggplant. I know. I'm sorry.
We're gonna pull reference from something exactly.
That's so funny. Sure, sure. Everyone's got an opinion.
Yeah, I love it. Hey Joel, how you doing?
I have not seen The Good Dinosaur. It's one of the only movies I haven't seen.
Yeah, I got no idea.
Yeah.
No, I haven't seen it. It kind of looks like
it's a D. No one bothered to see it.
D for
Exactly.
dinosaur.
D for
Good
dinosaur.
Dinosaur. When did
Must be just trash.
it come out? Newer. It looks like.
Oh.
I don't care. Move on.
Ooh, A Bug's Life. A Bug's Life. I want to talk about
S
S tier. S tier.
S tier. Interesting.
S-tier.
Shit slaps.
Mhm.
Goes hard.
Mhm.
Absolutely.
Mhm.
Absolutely. It
Alright.
is.
Break it down.
Socialist propaganda, and I love it.
Yes.
That's
Yeah,
what I
I'm
remember
down
hearing.
with it.
Yeah, it's been
I'm
a long
absolutely
time since I
down with
watched it, but
Rights to workers. I
Yes.
fucking love this shit.
God.
I fuck with Bug's Life so much. Bug's Life radicalized me at 14.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, I remember.
No, but jokes aside. There again, this is one of the movies I was talking about that had one of those lines that stuck with me till 32, and it will probably stick with me for a very, very long time. And not only is it just very like rise up proletariat, release yourself from the shackles of capitalism, but it is some Hopper says something very, 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 very important to the Queen.
Oh, you mean Kevin Spacey?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh, come on.
Okay, but we can't do that.
Yeah, okay.
I can still say Baby Driver is an amazing movie, but
doesn't matter about the messaging, doesn't matter about the animation, doesn't matter
exactly. It's one component.
Fucking Kevin Spacey voiced the grasshopper. Okay,
It's one bad
let's do
apple.
that. Yeah,
Exactly.
but
You can't.
sure, the Hopper says something very important to the Queen, where they're very distraught, and she says, "It's not my fault," and Hopper says, "You are in charge. Everything is your fault."
Exactly.
Yeah.
Who told me it was like an important like little analog or thing in life is just like believe in owning your own bullshit, and it's like it's true, and that's a big one I do remember from this movie.
And I'm just like, well, I mean, stripping back, I mean, there's that, but also when you have a hierarchy system like that instead of a democracy, that's really where it lands, right? It is not a decision where you have because it was a monarchy, right? Answer a monarchy. Everything essentially is the queen or king's fault, right? And
that's right, and that's almost too much
it's
onus on one person.
very flawed. So the villain makes a pretty poignant point in that sense, but also it's got a few layers to it. So I really appreciate that quote. I go back to it a lot, not just as a personal accountability thing, but accountability to the systems that we adhere to.
Oh yeah, and relevant to like the lives we live in, workplace cultures, that kind of thing too.
Absolutely, yeah.
As you're digging those up, I remember why I enjoyed it, but it's been a long time that I've actually since I've watched it. But yeah, talking about colonialism and that kind of thing too. But I remember it's between S and A for me. I'm going to chuck it in A. Quite solid because it means a lot more now than maybe when I was a kid, of course.
Also, Augustus.
I hated this movie. It's a dare to me.
What'd you say about Augustus Gloop? What?
Yeah, there's this fat German guy that. Exactly. They're just Augustus Gloop as a caterpillar.
Totally.
Augustus Gloop the caterpillar. Perfect.
Which is great. I love Augustus Gloop.
Awesome. All right.
I already voted D. I just didn't like this movie.
So maybe that averages to A?
I just didn't like it. I watched it once and I was like, meh.
That's fine.
Okay.
Also, moving back to
no
a
reason,
little slight. A little side note on The Good Dinosaur. Joel was saying that The Good Dinosaur has a surprisingly long scene where the protagonist explores psychedelics for a children's movie,
Right.
which is like, that's quite entertaining. I want to watch that now.
Fun.
That's really good.
Check out Bug's Life and
Alice in Wonderland, but, you know.
Kevin Spacey. All right?
Yeah, that's true. That's
yeah, that's it. This is chuck it in D for Dimension.
No,
Which
it's
is in
a
space.
shit boring movie, and I hated it.
awesome. All right, Wally. How are we going, Wally? Jess, do you want to go run first on this one?
This is a C for me because it was just kind of like, yeah, it's a movie.
Nah, all right, that's fine. I'm going to put Wally in S tier. Wally is an amazing movie in that it doesn't need dialogue. Like that.
Mhm.
That is
Good point.
absolutely. I don't drop the F-bomb much, but that's
Some
fucking
dialogue,
incredible.
though.
Like that is incredible.
It does between the humans, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh no, of course, but it's like for the most part, it's like yeah, and I mean it's radio messaging. Hello, Stevie, the cat just appeared.
Very
There's
impressive.
also yeah, totally, and then also the message. I think the really profound message that it gives, and I think it does it so transparently because again, probably without words, more with visuals, that it gives to the future generations about what is to become with a I don't know, a kind of a strive towards everything that's convenient leads to like it's just convenience to everyone, and it's like nothing ever happens, and basically people need to live in chairs, that kind of thing. And it's like it's kind of that striking visual of what the future of humans look like was just like that was such a shocking kind of thing. That they're the two reasons, but yeah, I'm gonna see if I can dig up any others.
Shocking to who exactly? Because at the time it came out, we already knew the world was like basically on fire and fucked. So
Yeah, but kids don't know that. Like, you know what I mean? Like
Thanks
it's
for
like
pushing the same story we've been pushing forever.
I think it's doing it a different way. Like, yeah, a cute dystopian future. Joel just said that's quite an amazing way to put it. Like,
I
yeah,
don't think it was a commentary on technocracy, like Minority Report was. I
Mm.
think it was a commentary on exactly the conveniency. Just having everything do for us and not do everything for us and not actually taking advantage of that to live in a. It is a dystopia because our utopia became a chair rather than a exactly that's what. But I'm still going to put this in C because I am a heartless bastard, and robots aren't people. They have no emotions.
I watched Bicentennial Man the other night, and I want to talk about that.
Dare
That's why.
you?
I'm sorry, but I
No, it's
cannot
fine, it's
feel
fine.
sympathy for a robot. I just can't. It's a machine.
Yeah.
Can
Wow.
I ask you a quick question? What to you is empathy?
Huh?
I'm specifically going to make a point here because empathy is something we learn, right?
Mm.
Towards our fellow humans.
Empathy is expressing the same feeling or feeling something that someone else feels, right?
Yes, but you have to learn that, correct?
But robots don't have feelings.
No. Wait for a second. If it's something that we have to learn,
Uh-huh.
it is not something that. What you're saying is it's not something a robot can learn?
Absolutely.
Okay. Because it's part of Stardust.
Because
And-
it's a machine, it's not a person.
It can't
It
A
be.
doesn't
machine
It doesn't
can
get the
learn.
je ne sais quoi
Machine
that
or
humans
allegor-
have.
A machine is not people.
All right, that's it.
Okay,
Oh,
that's also
seriously,
not necessarily correct.
That's a very
We-
bullheaded
we
way of
could- we
saying
could
that
go
I
down
don't
rabbit
think
holes
we
of-
can assign personhood.
Yeah, exactly. I was going to say we could go down rabbit holes of AI versus
Yeah,
human and that
exactly.
kind of stuff, and like
We'll
and
check
Animatrix,
Mission
and yeah, exactly. X-Mission.
I mean,
exactly.
let's watch Blade Runner again. I don't know.
Oh, can we? Director's cut, man. Yeah. All right. Whose vote we're missing? I can't remember.
Mine. Okay, so Wally, I would put it in the A tier because I love robots.
I love robots too.
Oh no,
Oh,
no. Here's the thing.
No,
So
you just said you hated robots.
I never said I hated robots.
You said they weren't
Just-
you hated them. You wish
They
that
just
they'd
said
die and
robots
they
have
can't
feelings. That's all.
No,
That's
I
all.
never said that. I
Sorry,
said,
Never mind.
trampling
Never
over
mind.
somebody's
Chesh,
opinion
Chesh,
right
don't
now.
worry about it. Don't worry about it.
Please go for it.
So when I was little, I saw Flubber, and when the robot died in the first act, spoilers, or in the second act, I don't know, spoilers anyway. I cried because I was 7, and my mom was like, "Don't cry. It's a movie. It's not real." And I'm like, "But it is real. It's real to me." So I have emotions about robots. And then also it was like I saw it. I saw Wall-E. I think it came out when I was actually. I know for a fact it came out when I was in high school. I probably was 15, 16 around the time. So it wasn't quite too heavy-handed at the time. Like looking back, I sort of feel like, okay, yes, we destroyed the Earth and we went to space, and now we're all fat because we sit in chairs and we don't do anything. Like, I get it. But like at the time, it was like, fuck, dude, we're really fucking up the Earth, huh?
Yeah,
like
yeah.
me being 16, like this is like I'm 16 and this is deep. Like so definitely A tier for my 16-year-old self. A tier.
Yeah,
I think
know.
Wally's general appreciation for things is something that's
didn't-
infectious to me. I love that.
Another thing too is like maybe my previous like because at the time before I watched Wall-E, I read I, Robot, and I was just like, this scrap machine has got an empathy chip, or like I don't know. At the time, maybe I was just too Joker pilled.
Yeah, exactly. I'm the Joker.
We really live in a society, huh?
Live in a society.
Wow.
No, but honestly, like that's all irony aside. I just didn't really pick up. I was just like, come on. He picks up things off the ground. Why are they going to make this thing have feelings? Because obviously we did that to the machine. The machine didn't do it to itself, right? That's just me though. Ex Machina film. Oh, Ex Machina is a terrific film, and I understand the point you're trying to make, but you're wrong.
I'm not wrong. I'm absolutely not wrong. That's the point of that entire film as well. Of why I'm not wrong. Anyway,
No, you're absolutely wrong.
what's the next movie?
Inside Out.
I hated this movie.
Fine.
Hate it? Do tell.
I know you liked it a lot, Sammy, because you preface this whole thing saying you loved Inside Out.
I loved it because it was. Yeah, go for it.
I hated it. I hated it so much. I thought it was they were just like, let's take a whole bunch of archetypes and throw it in a movie. It was a great original idea, but they made it very uninteresting somehow. I don't know. I'm not sure how they made it how they managed to make it uninteresting, but they did it. But that's just my opinion.
No, that's opinion. I was going to say it gave tangible forms to they're really broad kind of mental health issues and embodiments of things, but it's a start, especially for kids. It will gut a lot of kind of mature people as well, but it's like, and it did, and I was like, that's I feel that half the time when they're talking about certain concepts, that kind of thing. But for kids to understand those concepts and like to have them like easily identifiable as characters, that kind of thing, I think I always appreciate that kind of jump to do it that way. So I mean, I was still chucking it A, like it's not an S tier for me, but it's just I admire that.
I didn't see it, so I feel like I should have seen it, like because I studied psychology in school and everything, but I didn't.
I think it was a straight to Netflix one as well, I believe. Was it? I don't know.
Yeah. How to
I did it?
Netflix, eh?
Yeah. I have no idea.
For me, this is a C tier movie. It's just like it exists, and I get what it was trying to do, but hey, I just like thanks. It's really obvious what you're trying to do. Like,
that's what I mean. That's why I want to
obvious.
establish the dichotomy between like as adults, we go, we have complex mental health issues, and I think everyone does. And to go, this is embodying them in a way that seems really simplified. I'm like, I get that. That's fine. But to then use them as vehicles for kids to understand is I think that
Well,
was the stepping stone I
This
look
didn't
at.
feel like a kids movie. That's the whole thing behind it. Like,
I get that, yeah.
I'm absolutely sure that they aimed this at kids, but they absolutely pulled that trigger and completely missed the kids, which is probably a good thing, I guess, in hindsight. But I digress.
And
I just found this
trying to
to
hold
just
down
be
the-
lacking.
Yeah, and they're like, oh, look, colorful creatures and that kind of thing. It's
Yeah.
like, oh,
Look
yeah.
at all this colorful, crazy shit.
Jeff said, what did Jeff say?
Oh, yep. Sorry, I'm
C?
back.
C. Did you say C,
I'm back.
Jeff?
No, I'm back. Okay, so also, if you wanted to make a better point for personhood in robotics, you should have brought up Data from Star Trek instead of Ex Machina.
Yeah, that's fair. Especially considering that Data doesn't actually count.
Right.
All right.
I already told you I thought about Inside Out.
You say C?
Yes.
Now Jeff's muted. No? Or is Jeff not saying anything? Jeff's muting himself.
No, he said he was going to mute me.
You didn't know.
I never said it was shit. I said I didn't like it. I'm going to put it in C.
Knew it. Awesome.
Yeah,
All right.
next one.
Coco, was it?
S tier.
Can't see it. I haven't seen it. I want to see this one.
Oh, the movie slaps. Okay, listen. Here's the thing. This movie it's beautiful. It's okay. I can't talk about the culturalness because it's not my culture, but there's marigolds and like purples and blues. And, like it's a beautiful cinematic movie. The music is amazing. The characters amazing. The whole like sort of idea of like you want to be a hero, but then your hero may not be who it actually turns out you want to be. Choice. And like if you've ever, especially when you were a kid, but if you've ever had a person who you value in your life pass away, like a family member or a friend or whatever, like having this sort of movie where you can kind of it's up here. You can kind of
Thanks.
like just sort of like grieve through it, like in a movie, is incredible. It's a very powerful movie. This is like, oh my god. Okay, so I went to go see it with a ex-partner of mine, and it was a late night showing and everything. It was all adults, not a dry eye in the fucking theater. Like everyone was crying. It was just yes, mwah, chef's kiss. Yes.
Oh, I can't wait to watch it now.
S tier.
Visuals do talk to me a lot, like the color palettes. It's like it's incredible.
Hell yeah, dude.
Anyone else seen it?
No,
I actually haven't seen this movie.
I'm telling you right now, with all the seemingly Mexican slash Spanish overtone that I'm seeing, I need to watch this because
Totally.
that is absolutely my aesthetic. That looks fantastic. I have to watch this movie.
Ash, did you ever play Grim Fandango?
Like
yes, I did. I didn't like
Excellent game. Oh, great game. Anyway.
Sorry.
No, go for it. Sorry.
I was just gonna say if you're into the aesthetic of like Dia de los Muertos or like sort of like oh gosh, what are they called? Like I don't want to say missions because that seems awful, just garbage. But like the sort of like the like tiles and like a backsplash that are sort of like marigolds and like the deep sort of like not cerulean cobalt blue types of colors and oranges and that sort of things, purples, and yeah, you'll love it. It's a jam. It's definitely a jam.
Love it. Can't wait.
And the music is choice.
We're losing really a lot of frames here.
Oh damn!
And
Really,
our quality is like degrading. Is that just my internet?
I'm seeing that too a little bit. Is that the Optus Tower, Chesh?
Don't look at me. Mine looks shit.
Y'all got any more of them?
Cool.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, mine looks absolute garbage right now, and I'm paying for the best internet AT&T has to offer, and I am
On top shelf.
very perturbed by this.
Well,
I was
just
going to
let
say,
you know, 3 minutes and your extra half an hour is up. So,
all right.
Oh,
Toy Story sequels. There's a whole bunch of them.
just chuck them all in F.
What?
chuck them all in F.
I
Wow.
don't know
Toy
about that.
Story sequels, yeah, fuck them off.
I disagree with that
You can
vehemently.
disagree all you want. This is my opinion.
That's fine. Where you at? Where you at, Jeff?
I don't remember Toy Story 2. Toy Story 3, I believe I cried at it, so I would put that probably in a B category. But I think, wasn't that the one where you have to like reconcile your own death or something?
No, it's 4.
Was that 4? No. I haven't seen Toy Story 4. That's the one with Forky, or whatever the fuck it's called.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was one where they almost died.
It was Toy Story. Well, I thought
Was
Toy
that
Story
3?
3 was the
Yeah,
one where
that-
they
yeah,
beat
you're
the
right.
bear. And
Yeah,
they-
that's 3.
Yeah. Toy Story 3. You have to just sort of be like, all right, it's time to go. Put me in the inferno.
Yeah.
I would put all the other Toy Stories and just all 3 of them in a. Well, Toy Story 2 is an A. The rest of them are in B. That's just me though. But I guess Tim Allen's in it, so they're all D.
Exactly.
Here. Garbage.
I'm gonna-
Hellscape.
I'm gonna throw them all in A, nice and easily. They're all really solid. Now I remember for the most recently, of course, and now it's all come back to me. The depiction of an antique store is something that speaks to my soul because I spent a lot of time in antique stores, and I love that a lot. And then think of it all the like dark corners, and then Keanu Reeves' character as like the Canadian Evil Knievel. That was amazing. And they go into the bar of all the kind of action figures and stuff like that have been forgotten about, and that was such an amazing scene. And the type of stuff as a kid, would be like, yeah, imagine all the toys are like having a nightclub kind of hangout like while I'm asleep or something. So yeah, I'll just go solid A. So B kind of generally that's fine. So dig it. What's
Brave.
next?
Brave is next. Brave, I'll put in a C.
How could you?
I'm sorry. I'm not. The only thing I remember about Brave is the meme that was made after Brave on Tumblr.
no. Oh no.
Mom,
The meme.
just me.
That's the only thing that I remember from Brave, really. There was a bear. There was the shaman lady that people thought was the girl from Monsters Inc. from some fan theories.
Mhm.
But really, I mean, honestly, I didn't remember much of it. It didn't really have a message that didn't. I don't know. It's just
It's probably more of an atmosphere thing then. Like it's
the hair animation was great.
yeah, exactly.
Mm.
Your
Long
extra
ginger
half
locks.
hour is up. I'm going to put this up as best I can. This, for me, is a B. Do you want to know why? Because we've
Starts with
seen
B.
this story 1,000 times, and everyone thought, "Oh, this is so amazing! It's about time we got a story like this." It's a story we've seen 1,000 times. This is nothing special.
That's fine, but like it's a kids movie, and it's we can retell those stories all the time. That's fine.
That's fine. Let's get through these last three.
Yeah, awesome. I haven't seen Brave, so I can't even remember if I've seen bits of it. Anyway,
if you like Scottish accents, this is a fun watch, I guess.
Right, moving onward.
I have not seen the rest of these 3 movies, so
neither have I. Onward, I've not seen. No.
Yeah,
that's quite new. So no one's seen Onward?
Nope.
Mm-mm.
We can move onward. And then Soul. I don't know if anyone saw Soul. Again, that's on my list to watch like very soon, actually.
Move on.
Sorry.
Move onward from onward.
All good. I can't remember who told me to watch Soul and said it was really, really, really,
It
really, really
wasn't
good.
me. I haven't seen it.
Wasn't me.
Yeah, either.
Nice. Music by Trent Reznor. Oh.
Oh,
Oh. Okay. Ah.
Trent Reznor, the well-known classical jazz musician.
That's like.
That's what we know. Trent
I
Reznor
know.
from.
No, that's like
Classical
on the
jazz.
Mighty Boosh.
I wanna
On the Mighty
scat you
Boosh
like
when
an animal.
I want to scat you. Like,
Oh, God. On the Mighty Boosh, where they joke, it's Noel Fielding's character. Vince just goes, "Oh, you know, when Lenny Kravitz fired up those first few notes when Jazz was born." It's like, whoa, okay.
Scat you like an animal. I would hit my high top bell.
Richard Ayoade, I don't know how to say his last name. Is in it as in Moss from IT Crowd. So I need to watch it now. I have so much respect for him. So nice. Graham Norton's in it as well. Interesting.
Yeah.
Questlove's in it. What? All right. I need to watch this. Questlove's in it.
I'll watch it for
I'll
sure.
watch the crap out of this.
For sure.
Cool. So we can end it there.
Yeah.
I like it.
Thanks,
How do we feel? How do we
Yeah.
feel about it? What made the S? Coco, nice. I've got to watch Coco. Monsters Inc. and Up. Interesting. Yeah. All right. Nice tier list by committee. I think that's quite good. So we've got a few to watch too. So
Sure.
any glaring omissions there? Dog in the Sky, Brando. Anything that you can see? You're being impartial to a lot of things, but I know you've got your really good, valid, strong opinions. Love it. Dog in the Sky. Dog is good. Sweet. All right, Chesh. Did you need to get out of here to tend to your chicken tendies in the oven or whatever it was?
Not the
Hayden's having a
tendy.
laughing fit over something. I have no idea what. At first, I was like, "Is Hayden crying?" It's like, no, Hayden's just like laughing their ass off. So I
love it.
I don't know what they're watching.
Yeah, nice. Or send our love to Hayden too, because we haven't played Commander in a while, and it's we miss Hayden a lot. So yeah, we didn't speak about Magic once about it, like at any point in this, which is kind of nice and refreshing. So it gives me plenty to talk about in the podcast tomorrow, because we've got some Modern Horizons chat and various other things. But yeah, movies are where it's at. So
and we could discuss Magic the Gathering and Wizards having their own fucking Discord. Bunch of idiots.
Oh yeah, get on that. I don't even care, because MTG Lexicon is the first and best Magic the Gathering Discord there ever was, and the only one I ever need to be a part of, except for my own one. So exactly.
Yeah,
Just go visit Snarg's House of Sin. It's where the best stuff happens. Exactly. So,
No, don't.
Don't. pay the Patreon fee. Yeah, pay the troll.
Smaug.
Yeah, Chesh, you should probably pay MTG Lexicon, and then they'll send things to your house. They send things to your house in Australia. How did this get here?
Why would I want to pay them money I don't have?
Because G3's touched this. That's really cool. Yeah, it's nice. Anyway,
G3 does good art.
look, and then there's these handsome devils. Look at them. Amazing.
Yes. I can't remember. Brandon, do you remember the artist name that did that for us? I cannot.
That's Inkling Customs. Yeah, exactly.
Yes,
There you
that
go.
was it. I couldn't remember that for the life of me right now.
Inkling
but
Customs.
they're
There's my camera over
amazing.
here.
100%.
Customs.
We have a goblin and a zombie one.
Yeah.
They did incredible work.
Oh, the zombie one
commission them
too, you're right.
if they're open.
Yeah, exactly.
100%.
Love. Any Goblin games at all to sign off on? Or Chesh wants to get out of here?
I have
because we've gone way over that extra 30 minutes.
That's all right. I've got a real quick one if you allow it, Chesh. Yeah? No, you'll love it. You'll love it.
Sure, why not?
No, I don't.
Well,
I don't
can
need to
get
talk
out.
much about this. It's just really lovely and quick. So, we're in lockdown, so I didn't get to see any of my family for my birthday, and that's fine because I don't really ever want to expect anything about from anyone. But my mum was lovely enough to send me an Amazon package today, and I'm like, what? I didn't expect a thing. And Mum got me "Where's Bowie?" the book. It's just like "Where's Wally?" This is fun. So lots of like scenes with Bowie. You get the picture. Is it? No, that's stuff. Anyway, very Bowie theme. Mum also got me Bowie Monopoly.
Ooh.
Which is going to be fun as well. What I really love to see on that one is where they put all the albums, but I think they just did them chronological order. But I thought it was interesting. Black Star and is it New Day? Yeah, the New Day. They're both in Mayfair, so like as in the top of the top, which you could argue are emotionally weighting whatever best albums, sure, and what they mean. I get it. It's kind of awesome. So, yeah, a very Bowie themed Goblin game. Exactly.
I'm gonna plug something for my Goblin game real quick here.
Go for it.
I don't know if you can see it. I got about like 15 pixels on my screen, but it's number 4 EIGN Foreign Designs. My coworker, his brother is designing clothing.
Nice.
He got me. I don't know if you could. I'm trying to angle it, but I got like 15 pixels from where. They are both from Nigeria, and they are trying to start their own clothing brand. And they gave me a nice shirt, and I bought a sweater from them with very good quality and pretty good logo, I would have to say. And there's different styles. Check them out. Send them a DM to order right now. That's how they're ordering clothing. So if you're interested in getting a dope shirt or a dope sweater, go check them out.
Dig it.
Oh gosh, am I supposed to plug something?
No, just we this last segment we do Goblin Game. If you don't have anything to like show off and tell people, that's fine.
Okay.
You didn't expect to bring anything.
I didn't.
My bad. I didn't inform you.
Oh, that's cool. That's cool.
All right.
I think Chesh is just going to lick the screen for his anyway, so it's
Lick the screen.
Ooh.
Yeah, there you go.
I love it. I love
I
it.
got to see my massively long tongue. Yeah, sorry about that.
You have a massive tongue. That you do.
Yeah, I always forget. Like,
I am
it's
impressed.
something that-
I'm actually jealous.
So one thing people see, they're like, "What the fuck?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I know, right? Like, it's weird."
Hell yes.
Thanks.
Be proud of that.
Look, I'm not gonna lie. At the age of 32, I almost got a tongue split because I was actually gonna get a tongue piercing, and then somebody was like, "Your tongue, you should probably just get that split because that'd be really mad." And I was like, that's a good idea. Maybe I'll think about that. No.
I would have no idea how to.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Bifurcated, you can twitch each side.
You can.
Oh.
Yeah. Like, I'm not sure. That would
You
just.
can. Yeah. You can learn individual. It's the same as like if you think about it, you can actually rock your tongue. That's actually two sides of the muscle. So like two different sides are able to basically concourse and concurve and change the way that your tongue interacts. You can actually twist your tongue up. So if you know how to do that, if you get your tongue split, you'll actually be able to.
That is
it's
wild.
something you can learn anyway, but it makes it easier if you know how to like rock your tongue in your mouth. It's a whole thing.
I'm doing that right now as you're talking.
Yeah, no state.
Yeah. Most people can do it, but I know some people who just like flat out can't do it. They can only move it like that. They can't actually roll it. So it's like, okay, cool. You
and
never
then
learned how to whistle?
as Joel just said, and then the fun twist to all this, Chesh then shows off his split tongue for Goblin Game.
Yeah,
I was going to show off my split nipple, but yeah, sure.
Hey,
I got a whisk it.
Love it. Awesome. All right. Well, do we need to sign off and let you go about your merry way, friends? Yeah. Outro this thing out of here, and Chesh, you can be first off the rank and tell people where we're
I'm Captain America.
Exactly. And I'm
Which
Crazy
makes me
Quilt
boring
still.
white bread. I know, but that's fine. I'm okay with that. If I could have like
Love it.
super serum powers, that'd be great. I am Chesh from Cheshire Plays Games. You can find me here with these other lovely, glorious people and other fantastic, fine guests. You can also find me over on the podcast Commander Crunch, cmdrcrunch.fireside.fm, where my lovely co-host Sam does all of the work, and I just turn up and just basically swear my head off, which he gloriously cuts out.
Love it.
Next,
Hey,
Other
it's
side?
your
Other
boy.
side.
Like and subscribe. No, I'm kidding. No, I'm Brer. If you want to hit me up on Facebook, I'm Brer Moon. This is my first podcast ever, so I'm very excited, and I very much appreciate all of you for like embracing me in this podcast. It was very nice.
How do you spell
Nice to
Brer?
have you.
Oh, how do you spell Brer? Good question. Braer. Brer. Yes. But yes. Thank you for having me aboard.
It's the AE.
Well, the AE is a weird symbol. Okay, it's a
Oh, it's the cool
Yeah,
symbol. Oh, I never knew if I was saying that the right way.
No, it's like the the AE.
Like ether.
merge,
it's like the A is.
What do you call that? I don't even know what
Oh
you call
God! Someone told me once upon a
An
time.
AE.
There's a thing where it's like the A is like upright, and then the E is like upside down a little bit. So any equals will be. It
Awesome.
doesn't matter. I know. Your boy's a little drunk. So anyway. But I super appreciate y'all having me on, and this was like a lot of fun. So
Oh, thanks so much for being with us. It was an absolute joy. And
yeah.
And I guess I'm middle to middle right. I mean, if Sam is far right, I'm like middle right.
don't put me on that scale.
So I guess I'm Iron Man. Right?
Yeah, I guess so.
More like Whiplash.
I'm what? I'm Whiplash. Is that what you said?
Something.
More like Whiplash.
Whiplash. Sure, I'm Whiplash. And I'm Jeff for real, and I'm part of MT Lexicon crew. Thank you to Brandon. As much shit as I give him, he's an excellent producer, and we stream live every Saturday night and every Friday night with these gentlemen here on LexcaCrunch. And I'll pass it off to Sam.
Love it. I'm Sam from LexcaCrunch, and you can find me at Past the Jam Sam on all the socials, but also you can find CMDR_crunch on the socials too. And listen to that podcast. It's about Magic the Gathering, maybe about 20%, and then the rest is just life and whatever else we feel like talking. So it's kind of like this.
Definitely listen to their fucking podcast. You will not regret it.
It's a time. It is a time. We haven't done one for a couple of weeks now. Last episode with DJ from Brainstorm Brewery, and that was awesome. Talked about parkour, all kinds of things. But a few live things have happened last couple of weeks. So looking forward to getting back on and recording another episode tomorrow. I think we got Fitzy on, actually, of all people. So
wow.
Beloved community member of Lexicon, and Fitzy's about to do his own content as well very shortly. So gonna hear some great stories from what all he's all about as well. So there's also some Magic chat there too, because we didn't really talk about any today, and that's fine, and I love it.
Don't forget also that Fitz does love to swear a lot, so myself and Fitz will try and be on our best behavior not to drop.
I don't give a shit.
Against
oh, that's fine. Just the C word is always the one I just go. It's fine. Like I don't want to push that too hard, but yeah.
Cream pie.
Oh. But really though.
Yeah.
Oh.
Really?
The voice of dog just reminded me.
Wow.
That Gabe, the person who made the music for our intro that has not yet been implemented,
AKA Ice Tip, if you want to look up on Spotify. Gabe is an absolute beacon of the Lexicon community. I think Gabe's a mod now, right, on the Discord?
I think so. Yeah,
amazing.
Yeah, he is.
What a webmaster. I love it.
Absolutely incredible music, incredible guy.
Incredible human.
And let's make that intro, Brandon, huh?
Yeah, Brandon, you're not doing enough. Jeez. All right.
It's not like I paid for it or anything.
Oh my gosh. I want to add to my outro that I respect every single thing Brandon does, because, and I'm not just blowing steam up your ass, Brandon. You rock, and you are dog in the sky, and you keep this whole thing together. So yeah, good job. Yeah. Exactly. He says,
Brandon, you're tolerable.
He
Oh,
says
he's
thank you,
inspired.
and he loves us with all his heart. So yeah, I love it. Awesome. On that note, anything else to share, or we're gonna go along our merry ways?
Take care. And enjoy your night, and enjoy your meal, Chesh. and enjoy the rest of your-
As Nick S would say, be excellent to each other, because
be excellent to each other.
Mhm.
Party
advice.
on, dudes!
Yeah, exactly.